So, as you see, this is the Dogfish Head 120 IPA. And the big deal for us here in Ohio is the fact that we just had the cap removed. A vote went forth and they removed the cap, so it used to be you could only have ales that were at 12% alcohol by volume. Now they've raised that, so therefore it's open season, so you get the Dogfish Head 120 IPA at 18% alcohol by volume. So it's like the equivalent of a sherry or a port in the wine world. So let's try it out now that you've seen the bottle. So it's a big deal to us here because it's always been restricted in the state of Ohio. So everybody wanted it. It sold out. They limited it so you could only buy one bottle per store at some places. Where I work, they had it by the bottle or by the 4-pack for like $36 or $10 per individual regular size beer bottle. So let's try it out here. Look at this. It's kind of caramelly, golden, pineapple-y. On the nose, it's got malt, kind of sweet, with like apricot or melon. More apricot-y, but also like malty. You got that alcohol. It just goes whoo and just slowly moves down. I've heard people say that it's thick, you know, and that happens when you have lots of high alcohol stuff, you know, port or sherry when you're in the glass. It just coats it and runs down in heavy tears or legs. So, you know, you're going to have that. But this thing, as much as it's balanced by fruit and fruitiness, you do have that boom, that petrol alcohol burned down the back of the throat, which says this is a high alcohol ale. It's not light and refreshing. It's more something you're going to chew on. You're going to get that fruit aspect, and there's some carbonation in it. You got a little bit of bubbles, but they're kind of weighed down by the fact that the alcohol is kind of heavy. Some of that caramel texture is in there. 18%, again, grain of salt. People say they have a hard time getting it down because it takes a while, because it's not that refreshing IPA flavor that everybody knows, you know. It's not your Founder's all-day IPA, which you can pop open and drink all day. Nice and light and refreshing at 4.2. This is 18%. You're going to swirl it around. I did take someone's advice, though. I put it up in the refrigerator so that it's chilling, so you only pour a little bit, you drink that, then it's still cold and refreshing when you pour the next one in, so it doesn't sit and get warm and even heavier in the actual atmosphere. But yeah, I kind of get a honeyed apricot, lots of honeyed, almost mango stone fruit, but not the bright passion fruit, but bright tropical fruit that you get from mango. A little heavier, almost like the oxidization that comes in like a sherry. But this is fun, you know? It's not meant to be like a chugging thing. Yeah. There's a place for it in the beer world. And now that the cap is off in Ohio, you know, it's open season. We're going to start to see some of these more experimental ales that have high alcohol, but also, you know, rich flavor. Imperial ales like this are going to start to show up more and more. It's just, it's like Prohibition is turned over, and we're finally like, woohoo! We can get a little crazy here and try something. I mean, people have been buying this, and it's a cult phenomenon right now because of the fact that you know, your mom and dad stopped mollycoddling you and told you you're allowed to drink it now. You're old enough, but be responsible. You know, so the novelty is going to wear off, and then we're going to start to see a little more intricate pairings or mixtures with a little bit more going on. But this is, you know, it is what it is. It's a high alcohol, somewhat sweet, fruity, but not fruity. That makes it sound too bright. Sweet with some fruit to it, but fairly heavy. Imperial IPA, Imperial IPA. 120 comes from the fact that it sits on the hops for 120, I believe. Yeah. Let's spin the wheel of ego. Set this down. All right. Been out of practice, so let's try it out here. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Oops, I was supposed to be on this side. 1, 2, 3. Bam! Improviser. It came up on improviser. All right. Improvising, for people to know, is when you are free to create what you will in the moment, as you will. The rules of improv are always say yes, experiment, there are no wrong answers, be inclusive to the other people that you're improvising with, have fun, and see where it takes you. So today's improvisational topic will be, I'll take a non-biased magazine here, like Cigars International. We'll land on a word and we'll improvise from there. There we go, whatever this is. And then I won't even take the one that's opened. I'll take the other page and then we'll scroll down. I'll stop somewhere and the word we're improvising off of is Winston, as in Winston Churchill. Winston Churchill is the character or the topic recommended. All right. I don't promise this is good because improv can go well and can go horrible. But nonetheless, we landed on improv. So we improvise with the suggestion given, which is Winston Churchill. Allow me to grab a hat to make this more accurate. All right. Decided against the hat, but got a sport coat at least. We landed on improviser. I have a Winston Churchill size cigar. That's the measurement for cigars. When they're this big, they're called Winston Churchills. So I got one. Improvise. If you're going through hell, keep going. And if you look to the left, you'll see my ex-wife's house. Pity it's such a trite joke. But true, she lives left of hell. She was never one on the right course. I told her you have to get into it. You know, the horny one, meaning he has horns, is always open to discovery. But he wasn't willing to listen. Or she wasn't willing to listen. I never knew her sex for the entire time that we were married. Mostly because of the fact I had my eyes closed, and I assumed there was at least one of us in bed who was a man and one was a woman. But come to think of it, there was a lot of brandy and a lot of champagne involved, so who's to know if I was the woman and she was the man? Nowadays, it wouldn't matter much anyways. We could both go to the bathroom in either porta potty. Why? Nevertheless, I, Winston Churchill, have been in charge of so many countries, so many deeds that have held lives of men in my very hands. How did I make such decisions? 1, depend on a good cup of brandy. 2, roll the dice. I have a the 8-ball. I have an 8-ball that most of my decisions are made by mysterious 8-ball. But I also have a deck of fairy tarot cards, and I use those to do specific readings. I also have the mysterious Chinese Yi Jing, which I consult on a regular basis. Not just that translation, but this one, which helps in the long run. If not, then this one, which also helps if the other two gave me false answers. And I also have this one, which I consult if the other 3 were not deemed correct. Divination is a dicey game, so you must play all the way and then pick out the result that you want. Nevertheless, thank you for watching this improvisation, as low a caliber as it may be. If you enjoyed the information at the beginning of this video about Dogfish Head 120 IPA, please hit like and subscribe. If you did not like this improvisation and didn't find it too funny, hit like and subscribe. And if you loved this improvisation, definitely hit like and subscribe down below. I am the Winsome Winesome, W-I-N-S-M-O-M-E, W-I-N-E-S-O-M-M. You can find me on Facebook at Winsome Winesome, W-I-N-S-O-M-E, W-I-N-E-S-O-M-M, as well as Twitter and the Winsome Winesome on WordPress for the blog showing how I got to get through the Court of Master Sommelier system, studying, using mnemonics, etc., to become a certified sommelier. Thanks for watching, and we will continue. Bye-bye.